Here's a real question. Do you know what's happening at your son or daughter's school? Are you a father, mother, aunt, uncle? Who are you in terms of your relationship with the youth of America? Now, why that question is so important is because whether you are father, mother, uncle, aunt, or whatever the caretaker title is, it is very important in this day and age to be ultra aware and vigilant as to what is being taught to our children. Now, look at the title of this video. Help kids learn that bodies are private. Now, I'm all about and I support kids learning about sexual education in terms of biology. But as you're going to see, the title is misleading because it is not just sexual education. This turns into a religious moral compass. This turns into an indoctrination on what is okay and not okay to do with your 6-year-old body in the privacy of your own bedroom, no matter what mommy and daddy or whoever your caretaker is. Guys, the way we're going to do this video, I'm going to let it play all the way through 2 minutes and around 30 seconds. And then I'm going to replay it again and then give my commentary. I think it's very important that we be aware of the propaganda and the leftist agenda that is in these schools that is this perverse because it needs to be called out and rooted out. And people that push this need to be held accountable because no, what children do in the privacy of their own room is not just their business because the parent is the sole individual who carries the most responsibility for that child. All right. Despite what the leftist LGBTQ plus people want to push, that children have all the rights in the world. No, we don't believe that. But before we go any further, guys, make sure you join the journey to 5,000 subs. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified anytime I make a video. And just warning, this is a little disturbing, depending on your disturbance levels. So buckle your seatbelts, tighten up your chin straps, and let's get indoctrinated together. Help kids learn that bodies are private. Let's get it.
Pass it, Squeaks.
Whoa! Watch it! You almost hit me in the pee-pee!
What's so funny, you two?
He said pee-pee.
Do you notice that when you say pee-pee, you giggle, but when you say penis, you say it in a serious voice?
I never noticed that before.
Some children and adults feel uncomfortable when they talk about their private parts, so they make up cute or funny names for them.
What's one for a girl's private parts?
Vajayjay!
But what does Scoops mean when he says vajayjay?
He means vulva.
That's right, Kayla. It's important to use the proper words for our private parts.
Why?
Because our private parts are just as amazing as our hearts, lungs, brains, or any other of our amazing body parts.
But our hearts pump blood, our lungs breathe, and our brains think.
All our private parts do is pee!
That's not entirely true, Scoops. It is true that a person pees or urinates through a hole called the urethra in the penis.
Does everyone have a urethra?
They do. It can be harder to see, but girls have a tiny hole in the front of the vulva where urine comes out from their urethra. Urination is actually very important. It helps us get rid of waste, stuff our body doesn't need.
Hey, how come my penis gets big sometimes and points up in the air?
That's called an erection.
Sometimes I touch my penis because it feels good.
Sometimes, when I'm in my bath or when Mom puts me to bed, I like to touch my vulva too.
You have a clitoris there, Kayla, that probably feels good to touch the same way Keith's penis feels good when he touches it. But have you ever noticed that older kids and grown-ups don't touch their private parts in public?
They don't?
That's right, Keith. It's okay to touch yourself and see how different body parts feel, but it's best to only do it in private.
Well, if private parts are so special, why do you cover them up?
Because they are private, silly.
That's right, Kayla, because they are private.
Hey, Squeaks, pass it.
Wait! Okay, I'm ready!
Wow. Amazed. Yes, we are amazed that level of propaganda is in our school system. Now, remember, the title was Help Kids Learn That Bodies Are Private. So did you see the trajectory of the article, of the video, trying to maybe accomplish that goal, but then taking a radical left turn, going off the rails to then start talking about masturbation and touching themselves? What does that have to do with the privacy of your own bodies? As you would not be shocked to figure out, the Dalton School parents whose kids were subjected to this indoctrination are enraged over masturbation videos for first graders, guys, first graders. So mind you, this video was played in a class that's supposedly supposed to be for sex ed, but then it turns into a moral conversation, because the morality in this is it okay to do things in the privacy of your own room no matter what your parents say? Is it just a scientific question, or is it a moral question? That all depends on the background of the parents that are raising the children. Now, what this school is pushing is that, yes, it's okay. And there is no exceptions. It's okay if you do this in the privacy. Notice, privacy of your own bedroom. So last fall, parents at the posh $55,000 per year Dalton School got wind of their first graders being taught sexual education lessons that included masturbation. They complained to school administrators, but were told they were simply misinterpreted what Dalton's now notorious health and wellness educator, Justine Ang-Fonte, who last month led a controversial and explicit porn literacy workshop at another elite prep school, was teaching. So this teacher, Miss Fonte, she is just a pawn for the devil, and she promotes sexual promiscuity. And we are going to break down this video because there's a lot of there's one, it starts off with very subliminal messaging that I believe that the leftist creator who put this together purposefully chose. And I want to show this to you. And guys, the reason we're going over this video is because we need to be aware at the depth of the brokenness that a woke teacher can present to our children. All right. So I'm going to run it back, give some commentary, and then we can wrap up this video. Remember, guys, if you haven't, hit that subscribe button, like this video, share this video, and drop a comment. And let's jump into this one more time.
Pass it, Squeaks.
Whoa, watch it. You almost hit me in the pee-pee.
So this is the subliminal messaging I was talking about. I believe that this is underhanded because we lead off the conversation with an animal that doesn't have a penis, but yet saying, "Oh, you almost hit me in my pee-pee." And then we're going to have a whole conversation about penises and vulvas. And yet the one who leads off this whole interaction is a creature that doesn't have one. Now, remember, the reason why I find this important is because the leftists believe that sex and gender is a social construct. The penis is not simply a organ that is associated with males. You don't even have to have a penis to be considered a male in the leftist ideological worldview. And I think this is subliminal messaging to that point, because here we have a creature saying, "You almost hit me in my pee-pee," but you are missing one. I believe it's very personal. And guys, remember, this is 6-year-olds that they're pushing this to.
What's so funny, you two?
He said pee-pee.
Do you notice that when you say pee-pee, you giggle, but when you say penis, you say it in a serious voice?
I never noticed that before.
Yeah, neither have I. And this teacher is giving me the creeps. Okay. This is weird. It's giving me the creeps, but hey, she's black, cisgender, millennial who's been diagnosed with anxiety disorder. So, of course, guys, put her in front of kids, teach her. Let the teacher with all of these credentials be in front of kids and teach them about their sexuality. All right. Shout out Woke CIA Video, who championed that same thing. I'm a woke cisgender millennial who's been diagnosed with anxiety disorder, and yet I'm in your CIA. Okay, well, you know what? If they're in the CIA, then I guess we could throw them in the school as well.
Some children and adults feel uncomfortable when they talk about their private parts, so they make up cute or funny names for them.
What's one for a girl's private parts?
Vajayjay!
But what does Scoops mean when he says vajayjay?
He means vulva.
That's right, Kayla. It's important to use the proper words for our private parts.
Why?
Because our private parts are just as amazing as our hearts, lungs, brains, or any other of our amazing body parts.
But our hearts pump blood, our lungs breathe, and our brains think.
All our private parts do is pee.
That's not entirely true, Scoops.
So right there, I'm all for children learning about biology. All right, a man is a man, a woman is a woman, and here are the characteristics of both. All right, but mind you, this is a group of 6-year-olds. This next part is where the video is indoctrinating its viewers on its own morals. So we're no longer talking about the privacy of our own bodies. Now we're talking about morality and what is okay and not okay to do with our bodies. Again, if you guys missed it for the 4th time, we're talking about 6-year-olds. All right. What you do in the privacy of your own bedroom is a moral question. It's not simply a scientific one. And what this content is doing is it's telling kids that it's okay to touch yourself. This new perverted sexual revolution. All right, because that's what it is. It hides under the blanket of inclusion, and it's simply twisted, demonic, and insidious. All right, it's an insidious attempt to destroy our kids. No safeguards, just go explore, guys. It's very disturbing.
It is true that a person pees or urinates through a hole called the urethra in the penis.
Does everyone have a urethra?
They do. It can be harder to see, but girls have a tiny hole in the front of the vulva where urine comes out from their urethra. Urination is actually very important. It helps us get rid of waste, stuff our body doesn't need.
Hey, how come my penis gets big sometimes and points up in the air?
That's called an erection.
Yeah. So how do you know that this video was made by leftists? No pun intended, but it just took an extreme left turn. We're over here talking about privacy of body parts, this and that, and the sex ed of how our organs function. And then this kid, who now has drooped down eyes because all of this is just one big show for the devil and far leftists who want to indoctrinate our children on how to be sexually corrupt. All right. It went from weird to now we're just off the rails. All right. And the teacher is going to encourage the kids. Hey, it's okay to do what you do. All right. It's okay to masturbate. All right. The way this question should be answered is, hey, son, daughter, child, boy, girl, go ask that to your parents. But of course, woke teachers see this as an opportunity to indoctrinate their students on the practice of inclusion. All right. And that's what we're about to see this cartoon teacher implement perfectly.
Sometimes I touch my penis because it feels good.
Sometimes when I'm in my bath or when Mom puts me to bed, I like to touch my vulva too.
You have a clitoris there, Kayla, that probably feels good to touch the same way Keith's penis feels good when he touches it. But have you ever noticed that older kids and grown-ups don't touch their private parts in public?
They don't?
That's right, Keith. It's okay to touch yourself and see how different body parts feel, but it's best to only do it in private.
Well,
Yeah. So look at this. Peep this demonic stare, guys. To do it in private. So as she says that, all right, look at this. Just look at this demonic stare. All right, eyes down. If you had any question about where this video is coming from, just take a look at this insidious stare. This video is not simply a production of far leftists. This production is what we call in the Christian community spiritual warfare, because this is a battle between light and dark, good and evil. And it is good to shield your kids and have them avoid sexual temptation and teach them about the holy standards of God and refrain from defiling their body. That is good. That is holy. All right. What is darkness and insidious and evil is to just go ahead and corrupt your kids right out the gate. They're 6 years old. Go ahead. Enjoy touching yourself. Go ahead. Guys, just look at the stare. They're telling you very they're telling you with a lot of what do you call it? I can't even remember what it's called. But they're telling you that this is evil, this is not normal, without actually telling you. All right. And that's why this is so disturbing to me, guys, because we're talking about not just a private school, we're talking about an expensive private school, $55,000 per year. All right. And subliminal message. That's what I was thinking about, and then I had a brain fart. But guys, I mean, that enough with that. So when you look at the totality of what that is indoctrination to the T. So the last thing I could say is, what do we do with all this? I mean, what do we do? What do we do when this type of sex ed, let's learn about the privacy of our own bodies, but then it takes a left turn to then telling you what's okay to do in the privacy of your own room? What do we do about this? All right. This is why, as parents, as guardians, as people who are involved in a child's life, you need to be engaged in your child's learning. You need to be engaged. You cannot just take the teacher's word for it. You have to ask questions every single day about what is being taught. What did you learn? What was the takeaways? What are some worksheets that you're working on? What are some activities that you're doing? What is the words that the teacher is using? You need to be engaged in your child's learning. You need to go to school board meetings and resist teachings like this. I did a video of the woman who went in front of the school board council and told them, we don't want critical race theory in our schools. It is a racist ideology, and we do not want to oppress white kids into thinking that they have to repent of some racism they never even practiced in. All right. And the last thing I could share with you guys, actually 2 more things. We need to take charge, and we need to be the first teachers. All right. I have children. I need to be the first teacher of sex ed in my household. I need to clarify the morality of these situations. All right. What is okay? What is not okay? Because, if I go ahead and I try to make ends meet and I go work really hard like I've been doing to provide for my family, but I forget to disciple and I forget to teach my kid about morals in regards to their sexuality, the world will twist them up like a knot that not even a U.S. Marine could do. Guys, it's sick. It's sick. And the last thing I could say, apart from that, is we have to be vigilant. We have to be aware, and we have to be ready to push back against evil, because this is a morality question. All right. What you do in the privacy of your own bedroom revolves around morals. It revolves around your religious backing. And what this video showed me was that it is in the religion of promiscuity. It is in the religion of perverseness. And the sick thing about it is they do it with a smile, and they do it right in front of your face. But I'm gonna leave that right there. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified anytime I make a video. As always, guys, God bless. I will see you good people on the next one. Peace.